Hello guys, welcome back to another episode. Today we're gonna talk about enums and what they are and how we can use them in our development. Let's go! Don't forget this channel have a dedicated Discord server. It's a place where you can talk about the episodes and tutorials of this channel. Maybe you wonder something about the last episode that was a bit unclear. Or maybe you just wanna say hello. And for those who wish to go the extra mile to support the channel, there's a link to my Buy Me a Coffee page, and also there's a membership option here on YouTube. Thank you. And as always, we need a new package and a new main class for our episode. So let's just go ahead and create that real quick here. Package, and we're gonna call this episode 017 enum. Finish. And we can go ahead and create the class as well. Public static void, yes please. And the name will be enum lesson. And like so. And quickly, just a new enum lesson. And of course a constructor. So public enum lesson, like so. And now we're ready to start getting into what enums are. Let's go ahead and create our first enum. We can close down this one, minimize this package, and right click on our package here, new enum. Underneath class and interface, we have enum. And we can call this enum continent. Continent. Like so. And as you can see, we have public enum continent and not public class continent. How do we go about to use this enum? Well, first, let's explain quickly what a enum is. Enum is a special class that you store constant values, such as if you know it's never gonna be changed, it needs to be static and all of that, then you can use an enum. There will be other things that you can add to that, but we're gonna start with just static values, such as a day or a planet or whatever. But in this case, we're gonna use continents as an example, and as we go along, it's gonna be more and more clear why enum is better than having a class with constant values, which are public, static, final, int, string, whatever you may have. So first, let's go over the continents we have in this world, or on this planet at least. Antarctica, Africa, Asia, Australia, Europe, and North and South America. And when you add constants to a enum, you want to separate them with a comma. So comma, comma, and like so. And the final one you add with a semicolon, and we cannot have any spaces, so North America and South America with a underline as a spacer, so that we can see what it is easily. And let's go ahead and save that, and let's go back to our enum lesson main method here. And let's just go ahead and create a new enum, very easy. Continent C equals continent dot, let's say, Asia. That is great and all, but what can we do with this new enum? Well, enums often go hand in hand with a switch statement. So for example, we set our continent C here to Asia, and we're just going to add a quick switch statement here. Switch the value of C and those brackets. If you're switching a enum constant, you usually can just add missing case statements from that entire enum right away, and we get a default break at the end too. And in here we can do one thing if it's Africa, another thing if it's Antarctica, Asia, Australia, and so on. And that is one of those key components of using enums, is that you can make a enum object and you can set a enum value to that, or enum constant, and then you can switch the constant from one to another, but it's still the same enum. So right now we set it to Asia. That means that we're going to enter the Asia bracket here. So susu, here we can say China is the biggest country. And for Africa, it's going to be Algeria. Antarctica doesn't have any countries. Australia, well, that is Australia also. So Australia is the biggest country. And in Europe, it's Russia, but Russia is both in Asia and Europe, but technically it's the biggest country in Europe. And North America is Canada. And in South America, I believe it's Brazil. Just gonna double check that. And that is correct. And if we run this now, let's just do it real quick and see what happens. And it says China is the biggest country because our enum object was set to Asia. And if we change that up, say C dot, or rather C equals continent dot, what do we have? We say Europe for this sake. And we run it again. Russia is the biggest country. Okay, that makes sense. And this specific use case, it's very simple that we have a enum class, if you will, but an enum that has 7 values or 7 constants. We just declare them here as the name of the continents on this planet. And depending on the type of content we set our continent object to, we are going to take a different path. This very simple but very effective way of setting a constant value is very useful when dealing in game development. For example, you have game states, and depending on what type of game state the current game is in, you need to render something different and you need to update something different. If you're playing, then you need to update the playing portion of the game. If you are in the menu, then you need to update and render the menu. So instead of checking with a lot of ifs and switches, you just set a continent or game state to say this is the current state, game state is now playing, then we're going to render and update that portion. If the game state is menu, then we're going to render and update that portion. And that's it. That's how simple enums can be used, but they are very, very effective. And now we're going to go into storing more values for each continent in the enum class. How do we go about to store more values for each continent? For example, the size, the population, the biggest lake, or whatever you want to store about continents. We can do that by just going in here into the continent enum. And after each, we're going to add 2 parentheses. And between here is the type of values, the constant values, not the data type or an object, the actual value. So let's say first we want to know how big Antarctica is, or the continent, and we're gonna store it in square kilometers. 14,200,000 square kilometers. And let's just make sure that I got it right. Yes. And if you're dealing with a lot of big numbers in Java, that's hard to read, especially if you have a lot of zeros and you don't know how many zeros you have, so you have to do these type of checks. What you can do is to add underline, and underline doesn't change the value, it just makes it easier for you to see the actual value. So for example, here we're using a underline between the 1,000, 100,000 and the million values. So we have 14,200,000 square kilometers. And then we want to know how many people lives in Antarctica. Well, according to Wikipedia, it's about 1,000 to 5,000 seasonal, so I'm just going to say 1,000. I don't know why you want to live there, but sure. And then we want to store the biggest city, or in this case, settlement. And that is called McMurdo. And that's all we want to store for our continents. The size of the continent, which is this one, and then we store the population size, and then the biggest city or settlement in this case. And as you can see, we get an error here, and it says the constructor continent int string is undefined. That's because we need to create a constructor here. So let's go ahead and do it quickly by just clicking like that. And a constructor in enum is working different than a constructor in a class. Here we're just saying that we want an integer, and a string. And we can actually change that real quick to int size square kilometers. And then for J it was population. And then we had biggest city, so biggest city. I could do it correct like that. And we can remove that auto-generated text. And here we're just saying that we want a integer for the size in square kilometers, an integer for the population, and of course a string for the name of the biggest city. And all the members here needs to have the same type of arguments as the constructor declares here. So we need 2 integers and a string. So let's go ahead and fix that for all the other continents real quick. And I'm going to change these integers into longs because we're very close to reaching the limit of the value a integer can have. And we went over that in our variables class, I think. And if you're up in the billions, then you might want to use a long instead of a integer. Alright, so now I've given the values for each continent, and they might be a little bit different when it comes to real life, what they classify as population, if it's a city or if it's just an urban area, whatever. We just want to keep it like this, and the key part here is to know how we can store values and how we can retrieve values from a enum like this. And we're not quite done yet. We need to store this somehow. We're going to create some private variables here, and we need to store this size square kilometers. And pro tip, if you have more of the same data type, then you don't have to finish that and then start again. Population, and so on and so on. You can just add a comma after that one, and now you are saving some space. And of course we need a string, so private string biggest city. And this is the same as the normal constructor, so the size square kilometers equals size square kilometers. This dot population equals population. This dot biggest city, like so. And now we're storing all of this data for each member here, and I also added a L after each number here just to make sure that they are actual long and not integers. For example, this one right here for Asia, the number of people living there, if I remove the L, then we're gonna get an error because by default it's an integer, so I need to add the L to signal that this is a long, and then the error goes away. So how do we get these values? Well, we add something called a getter, which is a method, a public, and we're declaring what type of data we need to retrieve or will retrieve, which is in this case a long. And we're just going to call it get size square kilometers, and then return size square kilometer. And as you can see, we add get in front of the variable name, size square kilometers, and that's a getter. It's just a method that returns the variable that is in the name, a getter for size of the square kilometers. And we're going to add another one, public long get size, not get size, but get population. And the same here is to return population. And the last one is a public string get biggest city, return biggest city, like so. And now let's go back to our main class here, and let's remove this switch. No, let's keep it and just go down in the constructor. We're still in the constructor, and let's add a suso. And let's just say that somewhere in the development we want to get the value for the size of Australia. And all we need to do is to say continent dot Australia dot get size. And we run this now, and we get 86,000, or rather 86, what is this? 8.6 million square kilometers. We look up our enum with all the constant. Australia we have there. Yeah, that is the size of Australia in square kilometers. Pretty neat. And if you want to add some more continents, maybe we discover some new. And then we can just add them here as long as the arguments match. And if we want to know more or want to store more values, then of course we can just say that we also want to know the biggest mountain in each of these continents. So we just add a comma to our constructor, string in this case, biggest mountain. Like so. And then we need to add them for each of these members. But I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to show that that's how we can add more and we can retrieve values. And this is a really good way of storing constant values in Java. Because all of these values right here are public, static, final. Meaning that they can be accessed everywhere and they cannot be changed. And you don't need to create an object out of the enum to access it or something. And that is pretty much it for today. There is of course a little bit more to enums, but this is the general idea how you use it and why you use it. And we're going to use enum in the upcoming tutorial for development in the Android platform. So we're going to make a game in Android and we are going to use enums there. So this is a good base for it, so I don't have to explain everything there. So yeah, keep an eye out for that. But for today, thank you guys for watching. I hope that you learned something, and if you did, hit the like button and subscribe. There are more videos to come. But until then, have a great day and take care now. Bye.